Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Lesing Out. I am Peyton.
And I'm Amber.
Today, we are going to talk about Season 2, Episode 2 of the BBC's I Kissed a Girl. But before we get into that, Amber, I believe you said we have a hot take from a listener today.
Yes, we have a hot take from a listener. I did ask if this listener would be okay with us giving their name. Their name is Theo, really good friend
Hi,
of mine.
Theo.
Yes, hi Theo. Thank you for listening. So, one of the hot takes that Theo gave, quote, I think we need more queer reality TV for so many reasons. And one reason is that it would be really fun to have more niche queer reality TV. For example, a season of Love is Blind, but they're all hey mamas lesbians and the cast doesn't know it. That would be hilarious. They're all hidden behind the rooms, right? That's Love is Blind. And they're all chit-chatting to each other to find out that they're all hey mamas.
Listen, I love that. I love that idea. I'm also like, a bunch of hey mamas doing Love is Blind together. Do we want the world to end? I feel like
The set would implode.
I feel like that would be dramatic and insane. They're going to be fighting over who's the top. Honestly, you've changed my mind. I'm kind of here for it.
I'm actually really here for it too. I would love a Hey Mamas set like Love is Blind, or even like what's another reality? Like a I Kissed a Girl, but they're all masks.
Yeah.
And it's like for mask.
There's not enough mask for mask, which we'll
No.
get into. But I agree. I think in general there needs to be more queer reality television. We had the Queer Ultimatum for a while, and that was great. Was it
Didn't
great?
they cancel that?
Yeah, they did. They had 2 or 3 seasons, and then they canceled it. And I don't know, let's be real, we all know why they did, but at the same time, it did better than the original quote-unquote normal straight version.
I never watched the original Ultimatum. Something about a straight couple giving each other ultimatums. Run, girl, stand up, run away.
They've been doing that for centuries, though. So that's why I'm like, why are you going to subject us to watch this more? Yeah, no, I agree. Theo, this was a hot take, and it was also a very accurate and extremely valid take. We need more queer reality television, which we talked about on the last episode.
Yeah, I want a I Kissed a Girl with Ariana Madix as the host. Okay, I have a hot take. Or not really a hot take, a question.
Ooh.
Because I just said the word queer. How do you feel about queer being used as an umbrella statement or an umbrella term when identifying media or people in general? Because I am a lesbian. I typically don't announce myself as, oh, I'm Amber, I'm queer. But when I talk about media, I tend to lean towards queer media because I guess in my mind, it's all together, all in one, lesbian, gay, transgender, queer, all of that is under the umbrella. But I do know that there's a whole discourse online of whether it's right to say that or it's wrong.
I think that's a really great question. And I also think it's really subjective. I think that anybody that you talk to is going to have a kind of different opinion on that. Where I was growing up, if you heard somebody say that you're queer, it was not a good thing. It was very much a negative, I guess pejorative, I guess is a way to put it. I don't know if that's the correct word. I'm not great at English. But I don't know. I feel like that's changed a lot over time. There's definitely been people that I've met that don't identify with queer as much, but I feel like most of my friends do. I personally use it for anything that would be like quote unquote gay or lesbian media or whatever else you want to call it. For me, it's just queer media. I think that it's an all-encompassing term. And again, I do also really think that varies depending on who you're talking to.
I agree. However, I never want to offend anyone within our community. So if you're listening and you have ideas or a take on this, please let us know. We never want to offend anyone when we talk about LGBTQIA media, queer media in any capacity. But I do think it's a really relevant topic of discussion for every day where there's just an umbrella term, but not everybody might identify with that umbrella term. So sorry if I offend, but as of right now, we're still going to call it queer media.
And we will call it queer media until we are told otherwise. And then we're always
Exactly.
happy to learn. I think that's the thing. And I think this is also what I hope people kind of get as they continue listening to us yap about media and other things. We're always on a learning journey. I am always open to being told that I'm wrong or that I'm thinking about something differently or should be thinking of something differently. So yeah, if you ever hear something and you're like, oh, that doesn't sound right, or this isn't my experience, tell us. We always want to learn. We have a lot of love and respect for the community of which we are a part of, and we want to make sure that we are doing everything we can to make this the safest space, the most welcoming space. So yeah, I think we're doing a great job. At the same time, if we're not, tell us.
Call us out. Call us out on our shit.
Exactly. I think that we're both also quite self-aware, which is important.
Yes, very important. Do you have a hot take?
Yes, I do actually. My hot take is that if you are a straight couple and you're at a gay bar, you should not be sitting at the bar impeding the traffic of homosexuals who are trying to get a drink. Listen, let me get in line in the front. Let me get my shitty gin and tonic that tastes like paint thinner. I shouldn't have to push past you on a date to get that. That's just not cool, in my opinion. That's a little bit homophobic. If you're straight and on a date, if you want to go to a gay bar, please, by all means. You have plenty of spaces of your own, but by all means. But don't sit at the bar. Don't sit right in front of the bar, and then we can't get to it.
I agree. I totally agree. That's a good hot take. Listen, I don't mind if you're going to be at a gay bar and have a good time, because we get it. The drinks are better. The music is better. The vibes are better. I get it. But don't get in the way. If you're going to be an ally, let the gays go ahead of you.
Let them go ahead of you. I don't care if it's June, July, August, January, whatever. If there is a gay in your vicinity, get out of their way in the gay bar. And don't get me started about men and lesbian bars.
Oof. That's a whole other weirder topic for me. If you're, listen, okay, it depends. I'm like, you can bring your boyfriend to a lesbian bar, 100%. Whatever. If you are a bisexual woman and that is your boyfriend, okay, you vouch for him. He's your responsibility. 100%. Something goes wrong, we're looking at you. If you are a straight woman bringing a man to a lesbian bar because you are like, oh, it's just a bunch of women, I feel safer, blah, blah, blah. Whose problem is that? That's not my problem. Don't bring your straight man and your straight attitude into my bar.
Yeah, and I think that's something for cisgender men to take note of in general, whether you're queer, whether you're straight, whether you're whatever. If you are in a lesbian space, we really don't have many of those. Like, don't take up excess space. And this is just a note for all my cisgendered men out there. I have absolutely taken some of my cis friends to lesbian bars with me, and we've had a lovely time. But I do think there is an acknowledgement of this is the space for queer girls and theys and femmes. Like this, yes, we need our space.
You have every other bar in the world. We quite literally, I think there's less than 5 lesbian bars in all of the US. That's
sad. In New York City, there's 3. And in London, which is a little bit bigger than New York City, London has 1 lesbian bar.
That's so sad.
At least when I was there was a single one. It was pretty cool. I made some friends there, but yeah, we need more queer femme spaces, which is a hot take for a different day, because I could talk about this for a long time.
Episode about, you know what would be really cool though, if we did look up the names and locations of the lesbian bars in the US, gave them all a quick little shout out, and talked about this in depth a little more.
I love that. Stay tuned, y'all. We're going to have to bring this to you, because I do think that's important.
Yeah. Okay. I Kissed a Girl Season 2, Episode 2. Peyton, tell us what this episode is about.
Yes. So, gonna read the episode description real quick from the BBC. As the girls settle into their hot queer summer, the sparks are already flying around the masseria. In true U-Haul fashion, things move fast, with some girls already exploring connections outside of their match. And when Danny ships 3 new girls in, yes, you heard that right, 3 new girls, there's even more to unpack. A dinner party dials up the drama, where it's revealed that quote-unquote girl code has officially gone out the window.
That is such a spot-on description of that episode. I am so excited to get into it. First opening of the episode was so random Renee getting into bed with Alicia. Purely platonic. I thought nothing of it. I was like, okay, we're besties, we're pals. Renee and Alicia don't really have that chemistry. They don't talk. At least the edits that we're seeing, they're not talking frequently. But Lindsay had quite the reaction.
Yes, I was so gagged because I knew that we were going to get into the episode and I knew that we were going to get into, okay, Ebony and Imogen got in the bed together, whatever. But I actually had to go back and rewind because I was like, wait a second. Renee and Alicia? I also did not see that coming at all. And Lindsay was so tight about it.
I didn't think that it really warranted that reaction because it was quite literally maybe less than 3 minutes. She was in the bed and was like, actually, no, I'm getting out of the bed. And Lindsay was immediately like, absolutely not, turned off by it. How dare you? And I was like, this is not, you guys have only really known each other in person for less than 24 hours. This reaction is a reaction of someone you've been seeing for weeks. It's weird.
Yeah, I thought it was a kind of big reaction. I also did think, though, that it was a little disrespectful to just out of the bed with the person that you're matched with, who you knew also, lest we forget, in the outside world, which, again, we don't know what happened with that situation. But I feel like it was an odd choice to make first thing in the morning. You feel me? These girls hadn't even had coffee yet. And she's, you know what? I'm going to go stir the pot. I don't know. I kind of see both sides of that.
I do agree. I'm remembering a little more about that exact moment. And I do remember Alicia waking up and saying that she had a dream with Renee in it. And that is what prompted Renee to get into bed with her. But it wasn't a sexy dream. Alicia was just like, we were just talking and it was funny. It wasn't nothing intimate or sexual at all. We were just good pals. But that is a bit weird to, kind of jump into bed with her.
It was odd, but yeah, I agree. I think the reaction was a little bit not warranted. I also do want to note that Snoop Dogg was also in that dream, allegedly, the non-sex dream. I would love to know what that dream was personally. I'm of the mind that sometimes I think it would be cool to have a way to kind of record our dreams without putting a chip in our brains, because there are times when I have dreams and I wake up vaguely remembering them and I'm like, I really need to know what happened here because I remember, but I don't really. I'm very curious of why Alicia was having a dream of Renee and Snoop Dogg.
Sounds like a fun dream, though, because Renee is really fun.
Yes. Yeah, and maybe Snoop rolled up for them. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's a wild dream. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of torn on how I feel about Renee hopping in bed with Alicia because even if I wasn't with my partner for like super long, if there was like somebody that I was entertaining or if we had just met, like I would feel weird just immediately jumping in bed with somebody else after we had spent some time making out, doing all the things, whatever. I don't know. It was a little odd. But these people are also quite young, right? Like,
I feel like it. Yeah, they're like 26 and younger, I believe. So makes sense. What do you think about Imogen and Ebony?
Can I be honest with you? I
want honesty.
Good. I'm already over it, dude. I am already over it. I think that from the moment they got together and started doing their little thing, I knew it was going to be messy. I'm very curious if they ever had anything outside of this, because I know they know each other through a friend was dating Imogen or whatever. It was something like that. But I'm curious if they had anything outside, because Imogen is also pretty attached right now.
Literally.
Which we'll get into. But I don't know. I don't like it. I'm not here for it. But Ashley was upset. Ashley looked upset about Ebony and Imogen being in the same bed, but Ebony looked giddy, at least in that moment.
Yeah. I do feel bad that Ashley wasn't really given the opportunity to really get to know Imogen. Imogen cut it off immediately when she realized Ebony is in the same masseria as her. They have known each other outside of this. So it was like an immediate, I'm clicking up with you because we know each other. I think you're I fancy you. I think you're cute. And then immediately turned on Ashley because Ashley voiced her concerns to other people about Imogen immediately jumping ship and clinging on to Ebony, which I completely understand. Is Ashley not supposed to voice her feelings? And let's be real, Imogen is like, I wish she would have came to me than talked to other people. But from what I gathered from Imogen, she doesn't necessarily take criticism or feedback well.
No, this is why I said last episode that we really I need I guess it's too late cuz there will not be a season there will not be a season 3 unfortunately, but they need to give us these people's signs. I need to know everybody's big 3. I need to know more about this because I agree. I don't know. I'm over that couple. I don't like them. I don't want them together. I like them I like Ebony. I'm not a huge Imogen fan and I certainly
Same.
don't like them together.
Same. I feel like from what I've gathered so far is the experience that Ebony is wanting to have in the masseria may be cut short or
Yep.
not the experience that she wants to have because Imogen is very strongly opinionated, and we'll get more into that, but
Yeah, but like here's the thing too, like after they had breakfast, Imogen had mentioned that she wanted to talk to other people. Like she's not closed off. And Ebony said the same thing too. There's still a disconnect there with them though.
yeah. But that just doesn't make sense to me then that Imogen is so, oh, if Ebony wants to talk to other people, then she's not going to talk with me because I'm cutting it off. But you're also interested in getting to know other people and talking to other people. So you can't have your cake and eat it too, and also be upset that you think someone else is going to try and have their cake and eat it too when that's exactly what you're doing.
Literally. I think that Imogen might be a Scorpio. Oops, who said that? Wasn't me.
I did say that I wanted to figure out what their star signs were. I did not do my homework, but I should.
It's okay. We're not in school anymore. We can always come back to this.
You're right.
Pending they're both still here. Should we talk about Faye and Elise?
Yeah, okay. What is your opinion there? Because I have my thoughts.
I have 4 words for you. Elise is so messy. She is so messy. She was making out with Faye all night, and then as soon as they woke up and started moving about, the masseria just started going in with Alicia. Not
It's awful.
cool.
It's awful, and I listen, I've been there. I've been like chasing after someone who really loves chasing after other people, and then when they get what they want, they're like playing both sides, playing both fields. I felt horrible, Elise trying to map out, do I love you or do I just want to be your mate? It's not hard to know if the feelings are more than just platonic feelings. And Elise knew that the entire time, but was still stringing Faye along in the event that Alicia gave her a hard no.
Literally. And she even said at one point that she was like, I'm not saying I don't like you. I just want to talk to other people. Like, I don't think I see you as platonic. And then gave her a kiss and then like immediately went and talked to Alicia, which we'll get into. I don't know. I've also been in that position before where it seems like somebody's telling you one thing and then moving a completely different way. And then it's, oh, I don't know. I just didn't know how to tell you. And it's okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't help anything.
No. And then I'm like wanting to shake Faye to wake her up out of this feeling that she's having where she's so attached to Elise. But Elise is quite literally giving you her answer. She does not want to move forward with you, and she's point blank dancing around it. But read between the lines, girl. Faye, you're wearing glasses. You can see it. You can see it. And it breaks my heart for Faye because I've been there and I'm like, oh, God, don't chase after someone who isn't 100% for you.
100%. And I do hand it to Faye. I think she definitely deserves better, like 1,000%. There's no sugarcoating or dancing around that. I will say though, like I think that she has done a really good job of not crashing out over this or making like a huge deal. Like she even told Alicia at one point, she was like, yeah, you can go talk to her. I'm not going to stop you, which I think was great. And versus if this was Imogen and Ebony, probably wouldn't have gone that way.
No.
So I can appreciate how Faye is like handling the situation and not making it more than it already is. But girl, I agree with you. Like I wish she would just see what's happening for what it is versus listening what Elise is saying, because she's saying something and then acting completely different.
Literally, it breaks my heart for her because you can just see that she wants to be agreeable and seem laid back and not very much attached to Elise, but she needs someone who's 100% interested in getting to know her, and that's not Elise at all, and that breaks my heart for her. But then I'm also like, get up, talk to people. Go talk to people right now. Stop sitting on the couch watching Elise go talk to Alicia because one, weird. Don't let her treat you this way. It's so upsetting because
Yeah.
Elise is giving me the hey mama's fuckboy vibe.
She's the one that can be on Theo's version of Love is Blind. Theo, is this what you want? Please respond back to us. Let us know if this is what you want. If you want a bunch of little Elises running around a Love is Blind pod, wreaking absolute havoc. Although, they probably do need a taste of their own medicine.
I think that's what it is. I actually would watch that show just for them getting a taste of their own medicine, but then I would have the ick so bad.
Dude, you know somebody tried to call me a hey mamas once and I said, shut up. Why are you saying that?
You're not a hey mamas, you're just a little slut.
I'm that
From
is
your
rude.
words. Your words. Okay,
No.
we're not going to talk about why.
Here's the thing. I did have an undercut for a moment. For a couple years, I did have an undercut. And
I don't
yes,
think that classifies as hey mama though.
I also do wear a black Nike sports bra very regularly. So, like,
I
listen.
don't think that either. I think hey mamas is purely like how you react or move about the world. I don't think it's how you look.
That is what I have tried to say.
Wow.
I have tried. I'm like, listen, no, that is not who I am. But it is what it is. I don't think I could go on a Love is Blind like that. I don't think I could do Love is Blind, period, which that's a whole other fucking thing.
I don't think you could either. I
my
think
God.
you're just like a pure soul though too. I feel like I love you so much, but I feel like you would get attached to so many of them and be like, you're my best friend. I also love you. Like low key, like you are giving Elise, but in the better way.
Oh my God. I'm giving Elise. Okay. I hate to say this. I hate for this to be my last podcast already at number 2, but it's been nice knowing you all. I must find a new podcast partner who doesn't think I'm Elise.
No, you're not Elise. I think you would. Okay, you're Elise in a way that you would like two people, but I think you would 100% be so straightforward in your feelings. You wouldn't be like Elise dragging Faye along. You'd be like, I like you as a friend, and that's where I'm putting it. I want to go explore more with Alicia because I feel more sexual chemistry with Alicia. And then at that point, Faye knows, okay, it's platonic. And if something happens and Elise comes back, then it's meant to be. And I think that's what you would have done in that situation.
Or I would just ghost and then you'd have your answer. But I'm not
would
stringing you
ghost.
along either way. Either way, you're not getting strung along. Listen,
I
I'm a
don't think
Gemini,
there's
I'm
a
Gemini.
ghosting allowed in the masseria.
Where there is a will, there is a way, girl. I'm just saying. So Lindsay and Renee,
Yes, that
they talk.
weird.
And Renee didn't want to talk about it, I don't think. Because I do think that she seemed quite dismissive.
Renee?
Yes.
I thought, yes, I do agree. I feel like Renee didn't understand the impact that it had on Lindsay because in Renee's mind, she has no feelings towards Alicia at all. So she was just, this is how I am with my mates. And I think Renee has said that she's an Aries, I think. At some point, someone has said that she's an Aries. I could totally be lying, but I think
This
she
is why they
has
need to
said
publish it.
I know. I do feel close with Renee. I'm like, I want to hug you and just, oh my God, we are two Aries babies together because I get it. I'm like, okay, I'm close with my friends and I want to like kiki and haha with them. And that's kind of what Renee wanted to do. But then Lindsay was like, absolutely not about it. And Renee not knowing how to navigate that situation was not great. It's not hard to tell someone your feelings are valid. I didn't mean to do that. I'll move differently going forward. But that's not really how it should go.
Listen, I agree with you. I feel like this conversation could have gone better on both sides. I think that Renee, to me, it was clear that she really just didn't want to talk about it. It seemed, maybe that was just my read on it. But I also agree that Lindsay could have been a little bit more, listen, I didn't mean to. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like they both could have been a little bit more apologetic in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's safe to say that their relationship has gotten the chop. Like, I
there's
don't
no
think there's
coming
any
back.
No, none. I think they are both pretty much done. And listen, at the end of the day, at least they know now. This would have been much messier if they had been talking for a couple days longer or maybe just throughout the whole series. I'm
Right.
happy that it's happening early, especially because they have history. I really want them to talk about what their history is outside of the
Me
show.
too.
I'm
Because the
so curious.
reaction feels like the history is more than what it was portrayed as. Lindsay seems fully betrayed by Renee. And as a viewer, thinking, okay, you guys have only just officially met in person less than 24 hours ago. And Lindsay's response is, I need to take a step back. I need
Yep.
space, is what she said. I just need a little bit of space. Not necessarily closing it off completely. In my opinion, I would give the space, but I would still think she's interested in exploring.
Yeah. For anybody listening that's also watching Love Island right now, it's kind of giving Melanie running around going, give me 10, give me 10, give me 10. Yeah. Ugh, I don't know. I'm happy that they tried to have a conversation. I do wish that it had gone better, but I think that maybe they should have let the emotions and the frustrations and the big feelings kind of cool off a little bit before they had that conversation. And I think it probably would have gone a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think Lindsay already had it closed off in her mind from the morning.
Yeah.
I think she
Yeah.
was already like, this is dead. We're
Yep.
not moving forward. Meanwhile, Renee is, we've had a chat. I understand where she's coming from now. She understands where I'm coming from, even if she didn't really want to talk about it. We're good. I'm just going to give her a little bit of space. But in Renee's mind, she is still gun-ho for Lindsay.
Yeah.
Communication
I
is
agree.
key.
Communication is key. And honestly, it is key in so many aspects of life, not just relationships. Communication, y'all. And it's not always easy. But I can say from experience, it's much easier to get shit out of the way from the jump than it is to hold it in. And then it becomes a bigger issue. And then you have to get it off your chest. And then people are upset because you could have been more honest first. Take it from me. I have been that person before. Always
It's
better to have the
scary.
hard conversations. It's scary and it doesn't get easier.
Yeah, it's really scary to have hard conversations and to be very vulnerable. But if it's someone that you care about, you have to do it.
Yeah. And if they love you truly and care about you truly, because hopefully these girls don't love each other yet.
Oh my God.
Although they probably do because lesbians.
Yeah.
But yeah, if somebody truly cares for you, then they'll understand.
100%. Alicia clocking Elise and basically telling her that she feels like what I like about Alicia is she had a conversation with Faye and Faye told her straight up, Alicia told me that she's still kind of interested. She didn't block it off. Meanwhile,
Yep.
Elise told Alicia, I blocked it off with Faye. I told her we're just friends and that I'm 100% interested in you, which is not what happened. Communication
Nope.
was not in Elise's vocabulary at
No
all.
communication.
No communication. And then Alicia immediately goes to Elise and was like, I just had a conversation with Faye and you are a liar. I love it.
But then she did nothing about it. Then she was, I hear you. Like, I'm happy she called her out, but then she was basically like, okay, it's fine. I don't know. I'm having a hard time getting on board with this couple. And I truly think that it's largely because of Elise. The first note that I have written here is, here she goes again, simping over Alicia. TBH, it's not cute. Like, I don't know. And I think it's because it feels so superficial in a way. I think that, does she think that she cares for Alicia? Yes, I think that she does think that she feels that way. However, I feel like the second another pretty femme comes in, her head will snap so fast.
On a swivel.
And yeah, it just doesn't, to me, it just doesn't seem genuine. And the fact that she has to lie and tell Faye, oh, I'm trying to figure it out, but then immediately goes to Elise and or Alicia, and it's their names. I will say their names are
know.
kind of cool together. I'm kind of here for it. I'm kind of here for it. But then the fact that she goes straight to Alicia and is like, yeah, I told Faye that we're platonic. Girl, you
Liar.
are also, do you think that people aren't going to talk?
Seriously.
You all have nothing to do all day but hang out with one another in this beautiful masseria. What do you think's going to happen? Do you think that people just aren't going to know that you said that?
And
come on.
one thing about Alicia that she proved in episode 1, she is a girl's girl. She
Yes.
is going to kiki with her girlfriends, her little femme besties, and then she's going to immediately go to the person who's fucking up and be like, from everybody's mouth, you're fucking up, which I appreciate. I'm like, there needs to be more people like that in reality television and in the world in general. You can be friends with everyone, but know when to set boundaries and stand up for people and for yourself. I do agree that she did absolutely nothing after she called out Elise. I think
Yep.
Elise just batted her eyes and her smile and was like, oh, but we get on so well. And Alicia's, oh my God, okay, yes.
You're very fit. You're
You're
very
very
fit.
fit.
The first time I really watched any kind of British dating show was, you can probably guess, Love Island. And when they were like, "You're so fit," I was like, "Why are they saying that?" It took me so long to realize that that's just a way of saying you're cute.
You're cute,
'Cause
yeah.
I was like, why are they commenting on everybody's fitness? I can never go to this country. But yeah, no, I don't know. I'm over it. I don't really have any. I don't have any bad feelings or anything toward Alicia at all.
Me neither.
Truly, the true reason I don't like this couple is solely Elise and how she's moving and how she's treating Faye.
I 100% agree. And part of me, I hate to say it, but I really wish, okay, if a hot new bombshell walks into the masseria that is a femme girly, yes, I do agree that Elise is going to have her head on a swivel and she's going to be like so interested in her. But I hope that Alicia is more interested in the hot new girl, that she leaves Elise for the femme girl, because she is truly more femme for femme, as she says she is. And she still has reservations about Elise being masked and having red flags that she's so clearly avoiding and not paying attention to, that I hope Elise gets a taste of her own medicine when and if Alicia finds another femme that she's more interested in.
Literally. I think revenge is a dish best served cold, and I would love for that to happen. I think at the end of the day, I would rather Elise either go home or get dropped by Alicia before she does to Alicia exactly what she did to Faye, because I foresee that happening. I don't know. I don't know.
Yep.
She needs to get it together.
100%.
I know these shows are like, you're supposed to meet people, and I think that's great and all here for it, but be ethical, okay? Just because you're on a mission to explore and meet other people doesn't mean that you can treat folks like shit.
Yep. And a lot of people, even in every competition love reality show I've ever watched, straight, gay, doesn't matter, people think it's okay to be selfish in a way that hurts other people. There is a way to be selfish and do things for yourself, and not hurt someone else. And I feel like people just throw it out of the window. Sincere in Love Island right now.
Insincere.
Insincere. You just completely disregard other people, especially the mindset of, oh, out of sight, out of mind, where it's like, oh, this person that I was coupled up with first is not standing right in front of me anymore, and I'm interested in this other person, so I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to say sweet nothings to this new person, and then go back to my original person and give the same sweet nothings to the original person, and then be shocked that people are upset and I've hurt people's feelings, but I'm just doing things for me. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, don't stay here and act gagged, gooped, and gobsmacked over the consequences for your own actions. Come on. Also, sidebar, you mentioned sincere, and so I had to say it. One of my friends calls him disingenuous, and I think it's the funniest thing in the entire world.
That he is not sincere, he is disingenuous. Someone online was like, sincere proves the importance of choosing a baby's name correctly, because you went in and thought, I'm going to name my child Sincere, and he turns out to be the most insincere person in the world.
Yeah, that's like people naming their kids Heaven and Angel and stuff like that, and it's the most demonic person you've ever met in your life. It's like the person that's going to destroy you. Yes, and I'm like, oh my God. People need to stop naming their children after, I don't know, good things, only for them to grow up to be evil people.
That's fair. If we're thinking of my name, then my name, Amber. Every movie, television show, anybody named Amber is a hooker, a stripper, dead within the first 5 minutes. That's not me at all. Guys, I'm not a stripper. I wish I get motion sickness. I can't spin on a pole. I'll throw up.
Throwing up, spinning on a pole. That's insane.
That's my only reason.
For what it's worth, my mom named me after the antagonist, I think it was, from like a horror movie called The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. And
I've
I'm not
actually
the meme
never seen
twin.
that movie, but now I want to watch it.
I've also never seen that movie. Also, my last name is Riddick, and I've never seen Chronicles of Riddick. I get asked that all the time, but I've
Is
never
that a
watched
movie?
it. Yeah, it's like a series with Vin Diesel. I've heard such mixed reviews. Like some bros are like, it's so good. And then other folks are like, the movies are really stupid. I just feel like you have to watch it because of your last name. And I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Now I want to watch both of them just
Great. We'll
because
review them.
it's your name.
Maybe
Yeah,
there's
we'll review
although
them.
although they're kind of old, so I'm sure there's not a single queer person in sight, at
You
least
know
not
what?
one
We
that's
can
out in those
pretend.
movies.
We can pretend and be like, this person looks queer, X queer, is queer.
Yeah, very queer coded.
Yes, queer coded.
Speaking of queer coded, I feel like sometimes we can be messy folks, and Miss Nikita is on her mission to explore. They're talking about how she has a diary full of appointments ready to chat with all the girlies. And it's honestly perfect because little does she know there's going to be some new folks coming in.
She has no ties to anyone, so she's doing it the right way. She's not hurting anybody's feelings. She's making it known that she's exploring people. The only person she had a tie to was Alicia, but her and Alicia are just besties.
Yep.
And that's been discussed.
Yeah, no, communication is so important. Those two, and I don't remember if it was Nikita or if it was Alicia who rated the other one at a one or a two. And they joked about it and laughed and moved the hell on. And
Yeah.
they're fine, just coexisting in the villa. That didn't work out, but you know what? It's fine. It ain't no
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, because you're just meeting for the first time. This person has no ties to you. Why are you going to be, don't be butthurt about it. You're all
No.
there for the same reason, to meet someone and hopefully leave the masseria together. So, Nikita, I love her down. I'm happy that she's exploring and putting herself out there. I feel bad that as of right now, with the women that are in the masseria, no one's really interested in her. So I feel kind of bad there. It's like her and Faye kind of have the same situation going on where everybody just wants to be their friend, but no one wants to actually be with them. And that's
Facts.
hard.
It is hard. And I guess, again, the good news for her is there's a couple new folks coming into the villa, 3, as a matter of fact. But before they enter, we get a really hot housekeeper mask named
Oh my
Flavia.
gosh. Yes.
So
Very.
fine. And I remember last season they also had a really hot mask housekeeper, but I don't remember what her name was. But me and my partner were like drooling over her. So they have to play a game to figure out who these new girls are. The game name is called You Do U-Haul. And honestly, I was screaming when I heard Danny say that because so appropriate.
I love
The goal. Yes, and essentially there's although I don't recommend it. Little PSA, as somebody who has U-hauled before in a prior life, please don't do that. Get to know the person.
Prior life.
You know, girl, where I'm from, everything that happened when I was like in grad school and younger, that's a different life for me. I am a full different person, and let me tell you what, U-hauling is not the way, okay? It's fun, it's cute, whatever. Don't do it. Take one from me. I digress. So you do U-Haul. Essentially, there's a giant stack of boxes. The girls have to go through it, and they're trying to find, there are 3 specific boxes that have different names on them. Inside those boxes, there is a clue as to who this new bombshell, we're going to call it, is. So naturally, the girls are digging ferociously through all the boxes, trying to find the coveted ones with the names. And Ashley, Lindsay, and Tyra all come out with a named box. Alicia grabs Blessing's box. In it, she finds an Irish flag and sneakers. We love a sneakerhead. Lindsay finds a box for Kaylee, in which there is an amplifier cord and a baddie crop top. I was excited when I saw these things because I was like, ooh, she plays guitar and she's going to be femme because it was a super crop top.
Right.
And finally, we have sweet angel baby who I have really enjoyed, Tyra, finding a box that says Elmira. In it, she finds a piece of wall art that says Aquarius. So now we know Elmira sign, which is great. And a poetry book. Amber, what are your thoughts on what we see from these boxes?
I loved having little pieces of who these girls are, and it's a fun little guessing game. I love that Kaylee had a baddie baby tee, and I was like, we have another cute little femme coming in because anybody who wears a baddie baby tee is a cutie, guaranteed. I also really liked that we automatically got to know that Elmira is an Aquarius. I love Aquarius people. I have an Aquarius moon. I feel it. This is someone who is going to be deep, especially with the poetry. Someone who's really going to take their time, might even be like a slow burn, essentially, is what I got from it. And then Blessing with the sneaker, everyone was immediately like, oh, that's a footballer. And I like that. I thought that was really fun. What would be in your box?
Oh, that's a really good question. Oh, that's a really good question. What would be in yours? While I think for 2 seconds, because I have no idea.
Okay, I just thought about this 2 seconds ago also. If I only had to put two things in a box, one would be a microphone because your girl loves karaoke.
And she's a damn good singer, let it be known. She did a song by an artist who will not be mentioned, but it is a country song called Before He Cheats and killed it.
But now we no longer have that song in my rotation.
Fair.
Sorry.
Fair.
And then maybe a little cat stuffy because I have a cat and I love cats.
That's really cute. I think I don't know if this is appropriate for mine, but I think in mine would definitely be a joint because you know you girl, and maybe something to signify twins, like maybe a Gemini piece of art. I very much am a Gemini, and I am also a twin, so I am literally a Gemini twin. I love to tell people that fun fact if that was not clear. Yeah, maybe those two things. I don't know. I think if I had more time to, I think so too, but I think if I had more time to think on it, I'd have something a little bit more substantial.
Yeah.
But
like what, though?
I do
like,
think
what,
that was
like,
fun. How does one fit every single thing I love into 2 items to share with the world?
Okay, we'll say 3. You have 3 items. You get 3 because you're so special and we love you.
3, maybe like a Lego set of some sort. I really enjoy building Legos.
I fucking love Legos.
It's so fun. It's kind of mine. I love building that. I'm also a lesbian. I love putting shit together. If you give me a dresser or something to build, I'll probably put it together wrong because of the joint, but I will fix it. And that has happened with all of the furniture that I have made. It always takes a little long, but I love Legos, dude. They're so chill. It's kind of mindless, but like you have to use your brain a tiny little bit, but in a fun way.
Yeah, I love it. I'm actually currently building Twilight Lego set that I have. My girlfriend.
Oh, is it the Cullen house?
Yes.
Oh my God. I saw that.
I have about, it's 50% done, but I am having so much fun with it. And I just can't, like, my brain as I'm playing it is listening to the first movie's soundtrack on repeat in my head. So good.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. So what do you think about these new girls? Blessing, Kaylee, and Amira. Let's talk about first impressions.
First impressions, I think they're all really cute. I think they all have unique style. Immediately when Blessing walked in, I thought, that's a bit of Lindsay. Immediately.
Yep.
I was like, oh, great. Okay, now there's going to be a little bit of a love triangle.
Yep.
Kaylee, I thought was so cute. Makes sense that she had a cute little baby or baddie baby tee because she walked in and she was giving baddie with a little heart tattoo on her face. So cute.
Yes.
Love it.
So cute.
And then Elmira does look like a little sweetheart. Mask presenting, but listen, masks are probably one of the more sensitive of the two. I feel like every mask I've ever connected with on either a friendship level or a romantic level is hard exterior on the outside, softy on the inside. And I love it. And you could just tell Elmira has that same vibe where she's ready to open up a poetry book and be like, this poetry reminds me of you.
No, literally, it's giving, I burn for you. That's who she'll be. And yo, listen, Blessing is fine. Okay? Blessing is fine. Listen, I am a mask lesbian. I do love a mask from time to time. Blessing would be my type. I loved her little gap tooth.
Yes.
Love that she's a footballer, not a soccer player.
The Irish accent also.
The Irish accent.
Ooh,
love it. She also is just, she's so cute. I really like her already. I knew immediately when she talked to Lindsay, which we'll get into, I was like, these two are going to get married. They seem like they really fit together. Kaylee was cute. I loved her tattoos. I agree. Her style's cute. I wrote that I think Elise would be all over her, which she wasn't, surprisingly. Who knows? Maybe Elise likes more of a girly girl and less of an alt type.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Because Kaylee was giving like alt baddie.
100%. And Elmira, She's so freaking cute. The second she came on the screen, I was like, I love her already. She's adorable. I agree with you. I could totally see her in a bar reading some poetry. And I wrote, I imagine that she'll have a soft side. I feel like she is probably, and maybe I'm a little biased because I am also an air sign, but I don't know. I really liked her. I think that she was so, so cute.
I think she is a really big cutie, and I think watching her journey will be really fun because there are a lot of extroverted players in this game right now. And I feel like she is going to be a little more introverted and not really going to talk about what moves she's making until she makes the moves.
And you know what? You were right on that. You were right on that. She's going to play her cards close to her chest. Also, Lindsay noted that now that Kaylee's here, Ebony's not as flirty
Don't
with
get me
Imogen.
started.
What do you think about that?
That actually irked me to no end because I'm like, I can't, I'm actually speechless. When that happened, I was upset that Imogen immediately took Lindsay's word for it. She didn't see it happening, and she was there. She didn't feel the vibe shift. I didn't necessarily see the vibe shift. I thought from everything that we've seen from Ebony, she is very outgoing. She is very like, I want to hockey with everybody and make everybody laugh. I'm the talk of the town type of vibe. Class clown in a good way. Everybody wants to hang out with the class clown. Lindsay feeling some type of way about it and then voicing it to Imogen, I thought was starting drama. I was like, this is not your place to say anything. You are already joined at the hip to Blessing, first of all, and you haven't even fully closed it off with Renee. So
Literally.
What's the saying? Don't throw stones in glass houses. That's exactly what you're doing right now.
I think that's fair. I don't know why she went to Imogen with that, because Imogen doesn't seem like she would handle something like that well. But Lindsay didn't give me stirring the pot vibes. That's definitely what she was doing, but she didn't, to me, it didn't come off as she was doing it out of malice, if that makes sense. Maybe she wasn't, but I think it was unnecessary to just run and tell Imogen.
Yes, read the room. Like, we know
Yes.
that Imogen gets really upset over things like this. So why are you going to even voice it? It's been literally maybe an hour since the new people came in, and you're immediately saying, ship's rocky, babe. Gotta figure that out.
No, literally.
What is that?
Literally. And
Also,
once again, oh, go ahead.
When the new girls came in, something that I noted was that Elise held on to Faye when the new girls walked in.
Really? I didn't notice that.
One of the things I put was noticed Elise holding on to Faye after the new girls walked in. What is that? That's say that bullshit. It's platonic and you're holding on to Faye for dear life. What, are you worried that a new girl's going to take Faye and that Alicia's going to say no to you and then you go home? Because you should be.
And then do you know what happened right after those girls came in and they kind of separated and were all hanging out? Elise went up to Alicia again and said that she doesn't like Faye. She said it again.
If you have to keep saying it, maybe you do Faye a little bit because you're clearly holding on to her for some reason.
She also made a joke that she was like ranking the things that are on the top of her list to do, and she made it seem like being with Alicia was a higher priority than having a conversation with Faye, and it went all through me, dude. I'm like, here's the thing, and it's especially in a situation like this, it's not like Faye could just go somewhere else and just stay away from the situation. They're all stuck in this masseria together, and Elise is moving like a damn snake in the grass. Yep. And it's not fair. And I think Faye is a really awesome person. Again, I mentioned the way that she's handled this whole situation. I think it's been very mature. She's not crashing out. And I think that out of everybody there, she has the most valid reasons to be upset and to be crashing out right now, but she's not doing it because she's mature. I don't know how old she is, but maybe that frontal lobe is formed. But it's just,
who? Faye?
Yeah.
Faye is 24. Elise is also 24.
Okay, so Elise has wait, it hardens when you're 25, right?
Yes, your frontal lobe for women is 25.
My God. Maybe Elise is closer to 23 than she is to 25.
Maybe.
And
She's
maybe Faye is
24.
closer to 25. I don't know. But I feel like the way that they're moving is just so different. And I just want this to end. I want them to have a conversation, which is coming up. But I hate it. I don't like the way that Elise has treated our girl.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think Faye's being very reasonable throughout this whole thing. And to your point, I probably would have crashed out. I'd at least would be
Yes.
crying in a corner and be like, wow, rejection is hard. But Faye is taking it on the chin and she's just happy to be there and just meeting all these people. I do like that, again, going back to Alicia being a girl's girl. I do that Alicia is a girl's girl and was like able to talk to Faye. Someone that I don't know if they're a girl's girl or not is Lindsay, if I'm being honest, because of the situation with Imogen and because of the way she's moving with Blessing after the Renee conversation. I don't know. I'm just like, she wants someone who is on their hands and knees, just devoted to her. And then the moment that they have their own autonomy, she's over it.
No, I'm kind of conflicted on Lindsay. I'm a little bit conflicted on her because I do really like her a lot, but I do agree there are things that she has not handled the best. It's so confusing to me. I will say, though, a little bit later in the episode, Faye and Alicia do finally have a conversation. And I'm happy that they went somewhere private for it versus just sitting in front of God and everybody else having this conversation.
Right.
Even though I think everybody knows about the drama that's going on between the two. I don't know. And I don't know. I really hate that Faye has had to go through this. I know that we've said it a lot, but I'm just not over the back and forth, the hot and cold, the, oh, we're going to make out, oh, the give me
Right.
a kiss, oh, we're going to cuddle all night, and then I'm going to go get in bed with somebody else the next day.
Yeah.
And then not talk to you. It's just, I don't know.
That's
I
fair.
don't know.
That's
And
fair.
I do think it's worth noting too that Faye is not upset at Alicia for this at all,
At
which I
all.
think is huge. And that is so good because I feel like far too often when women are kind of pitted against each other in situations like this, they tend to turn on one another. But Alicia isn't the problem. Alicia was very much advocating to Elise, hey, you need to have a conversation with her. You need to talk with her. You need to blah, 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 which should she have been messing with Elise during all that? I don't think so. But also I can appreciate that Faye didn't get upset with her and make it and kind of project her disappointment and being upset with Elise. I'm happy she didn't project it onto Alicia. Sorry,
Yeah.
their names are like
I know,
fucking
it's like a
me
tongue
right now.
twister.
Yeah,
No, but I
Elise,
get it.
Alicia.
Yeah, Faye's being very mature. And I do think that you're right, 100%, that we see it time and time again, where more so I feel like in straight couples, like the guy fucks up and is playing with two women, and then the women end up going against each other. And it's like, why don't you guys just make out and leave the man?
Literally,
Get out of there.
Literally,
But it's the
take
same.
the money
It's
and
the
run.
same. Yep, take the money and
Yeah.
run, 100%.
And you know what? Our girl Faye, you can't put baby in a corner. She doesn't stay down too long. She immediately tries and goes to have a chat with her new crush, Elmira.
Elmira, which I
Unfortunately.
love.
Yes, but unfortunately, things take a turn mad quickly because Faye goes up to talk to Elmira. Lindsay comes over and just starts talking as if Faye wasn't
What
already
the
there
fuck
mid
was that?
conversation.
Yeah, that actually
was
pissed me
wild.
off. That pissed me
Yeah,
off
that
so
was
much.
wild. I was like, is she not even gonna, like, she didn't even look at her. She just walked up and was just started talking.
Yeah. Like Lindsay had the mindset of, I'm going to get to know all three of these girls. But really, we know that you only want Blessing because you've been connected to Blessing at the hip and you guys already had a conversation and you guys already know that you like each other. But then to immediately interrupt that conversation, and then Faye is sitting there, all right, I'll go fuck myself. And then who else comes up? Blessing.
Oh,
Is it Blessing
yep.
who sits by Faye?
Yeah, so Blessing comes up after and sits by Faye and is promptly scooped up by the one and only, the witchy, Nikita.
Nikita. It was so uncomfortable. Faye's just
was
sitting in between these two pairs after she tried to have a conversation. And it was like no one gave her a second thought. And that broke my heart.
Yeah, that was really hard to see because I was like, she was just talking. Lindsay came up like nothing. Then Blessing came over and Faye was just kind of, oh, hi. Tried to pivot and then immediately it's like the same thing happened. And then all of a sudden she's cucking while these two couples are on either side of her just having a yap as if she's not there. And I think she made a joke about it too. But it was so weird, dude. I didn't
It
like
was
that at
so-
all. Listen,
think it
The
was rude.
Bachelor... The Bachelor is an insane show. I don't recommend it for anybody. I've watched a couple seasons. I have my reasons, namely that I knew a few people on the show. But even they will come up and be like, can I pull you for a chat? Not just somebody, and I'm sure it's happened, but it's not just somebody just walking up mid-conversation and just starting something new.
Right.
I didn't like that.
I didn't like it, but also I feel like the responsibility is kind of on the new people to, if Elmira was having that conversation with Faye first and Lindsay came up, it is Elmira's responsibility to be like, Lindsay, I want to have a chat with you a little later. I'm still having a conversation with Faye. And the fact that neither Elmira or Blessing did that and Faye was just there, that was so fucking rude. I have never been in a situation where people didn't feel included. I have been excluded and I know what it's like to be excluded. I will never put someone in a situation where they just feel invisible. It was horrible to watch.
It was. I have been Faye in that situation, not necessarily in romantic vibes. It wasn't people I was trying to talk to date or anything, but in church, girl, I've got some stories. If you're listening and you ever want to hear about my fundamental Baptist days, send us an email, because girl, do I have some tales. But yeah, I've been that person and it feels so bad. And I think that because I have been that person, I try so hard to include people. I don't like when people are sitting by themselves. I don't like when you're in a room full of people and nobody's paying attention to a single person. I do try to include folks when I see that they're being excluded or just being looked over.
Right.
And it was really hard to see. I felt bad for Faye because girl was just trying to get out there and put herself out after everything that happened with Elise, and immediately was met with what felt like two doors slammed in her face to me, like two metaphorical doors, if you will.
100%. It felt that way. And we saw it in real time. I was like recoiling in my seat. I wanted to mute the episode so I didn't have to be in that moment any longer. I felt terrible.
You know
Who
what
else needs to step it up?
Who?
Tyra.
Speak on it.
Tyra needs to step up a bit. Tyra fancied Kaylee, right? But is not putting herself out there because people like Lindsay and Nikita are swooping in, not giving anybody else a second thought, being a little selfish, which is fair. You have to do that in the masseria sometimes. But Tyra is giving me the same vibes as Faye, where they want to approach it at the right moment. They don't want to seem too pushy. And Tyra's a little cutie patootie. I freaking love Tyra, and I wish I had more of her on my screen, but I feel like all of the opportunities that she's trying to push in and meet someone new get swept away.
I agree. I feel like shows like this are not for people who aren't extremely, I hate to say forward because I don't think that's exactly what I mean, but people who aren't willing to literally push themselves outside of their comfort zone and go start a conversation. Because yes, we all know those girlies who can just walk in a room and everybody's immediately attracted to them and trying to talk to them. Unfortunately, we're not all those people. So you have to be willing to go in and chat. And that's probably really difficult. I would imagine that if I was in there, and I'm a yappy girl, obviously. That's why me and Amber have this podcast, if you couldn't tell. But I think even me, who is pretty social and all that, in a situation like that, I would also probably be a little standoffish or a little shy or like, I don't know, maybe people will come to me. But you really can't be like that, especially when there's other bigger personalities in the, what I will now be calling the masseria.
Ooh, I love it.
It's fun, right?
Yeah, I think I'd be kind of scared in the masseria, if I'm being honest. I would feel just like Tyra, where I would fancy someone, but if I don't immediately know if they fancy me or are even interested in getting to know me, I will shut down. I'll feel a little nervous. However, get some liquor in me, there's a whole new person that comes out who is yappy and doesn't care. So it's interesting because I don't think they do a lot of drinking in the masseria. So it seems like I think it's almost like Love Island rules, right? Where it's like you get one drink a night, and I can't get drunk off of one drink a night. So Ambigini's not going to come out. It's just going to be Amber, and that's awkward. Amber's a little awkward.
Amber's amazing. Ambigini is a great time. Yeah, no, I'm honestly not sure about the drink situation because Elise seemed litty like a titty on the first night.
Ooh, I didn't catch that.
But that also could just be her personality because I don't know. Maybe I just thought she was drunk because she was acting dumb, but maybe that's just her personality. Sorry, Elise. Sorry, Elise.
That just made me think of a Real Housewives quote where on Real Housewives of Potomac, one of the women was like, "You called me dumb," and the other one goes, "Did I say dumb? Maybe I meant stupid. I don't know."
I love it. I love it. Oh my God, I love it. Yeah, I don't know about the drink situation, but I don't know how they should definitely be held to a limit because these kids are too young. We don't need them getting college white girl wasted at the masseria. There's too much to be done.
White girl wasted at the masseria,
We do. It is fun. It makes for good television, but then they end up pissing me off.
Yes.
Speaking of pissing me off, Ebony and Imogen again. Yep. Lindsay tells Imogen that Ebony's been flirty with Kaylee. Ebony's, I want to explore. I believe it was Imogen that said, Ebony said she needs to tread carefully because she doesn't want to upset Imogen, and she does want to be respectful, which I think is very fair, but she wants to chat with Kaylee. What do we think how do we think she's going to react to this?
Imogen is going to blow shit up, is the vibe I get. She immediately was like, if she wants to get to know Kaylee, she's not sleeping in my bed. And I was like, fair, valid. Don't push your beds together because Ebony is getting to know or wants to get to know Kaylee. She hasn't even had a conversation with Kaylee. She literally just said that she might be interested in getting to know her. And Imogen's only taking what Lindsay said about Ebony saving all of her best jokes for Kaylee, which is weird. I don't think that's what happened. I think Ebony just has jokes on jokes.
I think it's just her personality. Yeah.
It's just her personality.
Yeah, and Miss Imogen is definitely emo about this whole situation, and she's ready to cut Ebony off. She straight up is either you're talking to me or you're not, and there's no middle. And listen, that is one thing to do in the real world. It's a different thing to do on a show like this where the whole point is being put in like a remote situation with a bunch of queer folk and your whole goal is to explore and find a match. I would understand that in a real world situation where they were like talking seriously, but come on now. Like, why would you come on this show?
Yeah, even in the real world though, I think it's completely fair and okay to meet someone, have a connection with them, and you guys both are still exploring other people. That's called dating. You're dating people. You're out there. You're not exclusive with that person. I think if you have been dating someone for months and you still aren't exclusive, then cut the tie, walk away. It's brand new. And I think Imogen has this kind of flame that she feels over Ebony because they know each other on the outside. But I think that's, again, one of the reasons why I feel like Imogen is really going to alter Ebony's experience in the masseria.
1,000%. And I would also say, again, take my feedback with a grain of salt because this is dead ass the last season. But this is why I wish the producers wouldn't have had people that know each other, which granted, that might be hard to figure out. I don't know their process for how they found these girlies, but I think that just adds an extra layer of complication to the whole situation. Even going back to Renee and Lindsay, I feel like if they did not have whatever history it was that they had, I don't know if their little breakup would have been what it was. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I think that having that outside context and that outside knowledge of these people is adding a different layer of, I don't want to say toxicity necessarily because I think that's too harsh of a word, but I think it's adding an extra layer of like complications to the issue.
No, I completely agree. Yeah. It's hard. And I am interested in what the process is to finding these people and putting them on the show. I think even with Love Island, there's some cases where someone has DM'd someone and they've been talking on social media. I think it's like the world of social media really opens you up to knowing so many people or knowing of so many people that it might make it a bit hard to try and find lesbians or queer women because the pond is already so small, right?
Yeah, that's true. We all find a way to one another. We do. I don't know though. I hope that things with Imogen and Ebony over time stay somewhat cordial, but I don't foresee it being a walk in the park, if that makes sense. I foresee some kind of blow up between them, especially because didn't they both say that they're pretty messy? Like, didn't they
Yeah.
both say that about themselves?
Yep.
So I'm like, this could go
They live for the
terribly.
drama.
Literally. And listen, honestly, thanks for bringing it, because nobody wants to watch a show where everybody's just besties. Listen, everybody love everybody. We all want people to get along, but not on our reality television.
That's fair. That's
If
totally
you're not
fair.
if you're not throwing a prosthetic leg or flipping a table, I don't want it. Shout out to Real Housewives.
Aviva.
Yo, oh my God.
Speaking of being messy, should we talk about the dinner?
Yes.
So
yes.
here's the scene. Long table. Everybody is sitting family style at this table. Meant to have a good time, inviting the new girlies in. Everybody's getting to know one another. Immediately, Lindsay and Elise get into some shade together. I don't understand why. I think Elise started it.
Elise needs somebody else to be in the hot seat for a little bit, I think.
I think so too. And I think Elise, it was like someone asked a question and Elise was like, it's a yes or no answer to Lindsay. And then Lindsay clapped back and was like, let's talk about your relationship right now, because what did you say to Faye about you and Alicia? And I was gagged. I was so shocked that it turned so quickly.
She also called it a wife swap, which I thought was funny. I was like, yo, I will say though, I love that Lindsay is standing up for Faye. I think that Faye needs to know that somebody is in her corner. At the same time, this is nor the time nor the place. I think my issue with it is that it felt, and I don't think this was Lindsay's intention by any stretch of the imagination. I think she was basically trying to tell Elise to shut the fuck up, which was deserved. But it just felt to me like she was dragging Faye into the drama to try and not hurt Elise per se, but to try and, I don't know, put her in her place. And I don't think that's good practice. You know what I mean? Right. I see both sides of it. I don't think Lindsay meant anything ill by it. I think it was just her way of being like, Elise, you're not all sunshine and roses, which is fair. But I wish that our girl Faye had not gotten drug into that for no reason.
Literally, Faye is just sipping on her little champagne glass.
Living
like,
life.
What the fuck just happened right now? Also living for Elise getting dragged in that moment, because someone had to say it.
Somebody had to.
No one was like coming with Elise and being like, you're playing the field. You're playing both women, which I appreciate. But then Renee, my girl Renee, was like, it's pretty fucking rich of you, Lindsay, to come at Elise when you're doing the same thing. I literally was slow clapping. I was like, yes, yes. Because it's true. That's very similar, because in Renee's mind, let's put it this way, we've seen the whole conversations, their little confessional moments. We know that Lindsay has closed it off with Renee. Renee doesn't see it that way right now. Renee is still, she said she needed a little bit of space, but then is immediately going to Blessing and going to all these other new girlies to chat to them, and isn't having a conversation with me to tell me she's done. She's not interested anymore. So to see Renee stick up for herself in that moment, I was like, hell yes. Give her a little taste of medicine.
I think that's a really good point, because I think that I was watching this being like, it's really clear that Lindsay and Renee are over, but I think a lot of that was kind of just closed in the talking head interviews and less directly. So I don't know. For me, I still personally think that the situation with Faye, Elise, and Alicia is different, because to me, I don't feel like Lindsay is going to Renee and being like, oh yeah, I still like you, I want to be with you, I'm trying to figure it out, and then going and playing tongue hockey with Blessing and then being like, no, I'm not interested in Renee. So I do think there's a lot of differences there, but I think this just goes back to what we've said a few times now, like communication is key. And it's not the communication that you're telling the audience in your talking head interviews, it's the conversations that you're actually having with those people that you're directly in the masseria with.
100%. And I had to take a step back, because watching it, Lindsay's telling us, the audience, it's done. I'm interested in blessing. But Renee is not getting that same courtesy. And it was just left open-ended. And you're right, the situation is very different. But in that particular moment, Lindsay trying to come at Elise while she also is in a situation herself is what Renee was trying to get the point across of. You can't be a hypocrite, because that's exactly what you're being. You're being a hypocrite. And Lindsay was not having it. And it ends with them mid-fight. We get no resolution at the end of episode 2, but I was clutching my non-existent pearls.
No, same. Yeah, we're too poor for pearls. Should we talk about some of the unofficial pairings by the end of this episode? Because I know they haven't officially rematched yet, but I did take a couple notes on the folks who are together / no longer together.
Let's do it.
So I think unofficially, obviously, the most obvious is Elise and Alicia since the damn near beginning of the episode. We also have Lindsay and Blessing, and I can't lie, I'm loving this. They have so much chemistry. They have so much chemistry.
They're so cute together, too.
Right? I love them together. And when they had their first kiss, it was not nearly as awkward
Yeah.
as her and Renee's. But I'm loving that unofficial couple. We also have Ebony and Imogen. I don't think we need to talk about them further. I think our opinions are known. And then we have the unpaired, which includes Tyra, Nikita, Ashley, Faye, Renee, Kaylee, and our sweet baby angel, Almyra.
Jesus, there's so many unpaired.
So many unpaired. And there's going to be an odd number. Somebody's going to get left out of this. Somebody's going to get left out of this.
Someone gets left out. And it always breaks my heart when the first person who has to leave the masseria goes. Even in season 1, I just felt so bad because everybody gets so close. And it becomes heartbreaking because they may not have found love romantically, but the platonic friendships and the love that they have for one another, it's so hard because it's like sleepaway camp, right? They're all at a sleepaway camp. No one wants to leave early.
No. Except for the kids that do, except for the kids that cry on 9/1 and they're like, I need my mom. And I can't lie to you, I have been that child at a sleepover
I never got to go. I had sleepovers and I loved sleepovers. I never wanted to go home. That's a trauma for another time. But I never got to go to a sleepaway camp, which I think I would have loved a sleepaway camp.
So I didn't go to an official sleepaway camp, if you will, but I did go to church camp for a few years. And let me tell you what.
So sorry.
I always got in trouble at church camp. And it was never for anything serious. I think there was like a little bit of racism going on there. For those who don't know me, I'm not white, and I was raised in Appalachia, so that's all I'm going to say for now. Again, we have a lot of trauma to talk about if y'all want to hear it, religious and otherwise. No, I hear
we
you.
We just have a trauma dumping episode. People, write in your traumas. Best trauma wins.
We can share it anonymously. Yeah, no, I hear you on the sleepaway camp vibes. People that you might never see again. And these people's paths, likely, aside from the 4 who do already know each other, their paths might not have crossed otherwise. So I can see how hard that is. I'm really curious to see who's going to go home in the next episode because they mentioned an elimination in the preview. Did you watch the preview?
I never watched the preview. I don't want it to give anything away. I kind of go in blind. Surprised. I 100% go in blind.
I hear you. That's how I am with some shows. It kind of depends. Usually I like to watch. And I did watch. Should we talk about what's going to be in the preview?
Yeah, you announce what's happening in the next episode.
So we open it up with Elise saying that she is smitten. And I just put in my notes, puke. I just can't. I can't with her. I really can't. It also appears they're going to be reading shady notes about each other. But one of the clips that they showed, somebody was saying Elise and red flags. And I was like, Elise?
Okay.
Red flags? What do you mean?
That's like literally, you can see it. It's real. The red flags have been flagging since they walked into the masseria.
Yep. Renee is also still not fully over the situation with Lindsay. And we see clips of Almyra telling Faye that she'd kiss her and that Nikita fancies her. So drama. It's giving another love triangle.
Not the girly. Faye does not need another love triangle.
Not another love triangle, but it seems that is unfortunately what's happening, and it just happens to be happening at a dire time. Also, Danny looks hot. We always get a slow walk of Danny. Hot. She always looks great. I'm like, whoever her stylist is, her makeup artist, her hairstylist, they're absolutely
give them a raise.
It. Truly, she looks absolutely fantastic. And the last note here is there will be, drum roll please, a kiss off. And an elimination.
Eek. So
already.
close. It's been like 48 hours.
48 hours. And for the uninitiated, if this is your first season watching I Kissed a Girl, this essentially is not really a challenge, but like a portion where they have the girls that are in the couple stand back to back. And if they want to stay with their couple, they have to turn to give them a kiss. Sometimes both turn, sometimes neither turns, sometimes one turns. I have no idea how this is going to turn out on the next episode of this season, but I
Right.
am so ready for it. There's too many girls in the masqueria. There's 13 of them. I'm ready for an elimination. I can't lie to you.
There's not enough. I'm ready for more girls to walk in.
Amber wants 100 girls in the masqueria.
And everybody kiss.
Everybody, now kiss.
Now kiss.
Oh
No,
my
I am
God.
really excited. I am like meshing so well with the girls in this masqueria right now. I just want to be besties with every single one of them. There isn't one that I would be like is super my type. I try to put myself in, if I were in the masqueria, who would I go for? I think I just want to be best friends with all of them.
Fair.
I don't know, maybe Tyra. Tyra I think is cutie. I'd go for Tyra.
Tyra's such a cutie. I really like her,
know.
and she seems so sweet. Yeah, is Tyra your favorite?
Oh, fuck.
Or do you have a favorite?
I feel because I know that everyone is messy, I don't like any of them. I'm like, absolutely not. I don't do the drama. I think old Amber would have gone for Elise. I have
Girl.
dated an Elise.
Can I be honest with you? I'm not surprised.
I know, okay. Creature of habit.
Yeah.
I think I would have went with an Elise. I think new Amber. Okay. I actually am I think my favorite and who I would go for is Renee. I love a mask, and Renee is mask. However, Renee during the daytime, her bathing suits and her look is giving really femme. And I'm like, okay, I love someone who could switch it up. So I think
Yes.
I would absolutely go for Renee as my top.
Renee would be my top two. Honestly, without even thinking about it too much. From the moment she walked in, I was like, Renee is so cute. She does dress and present very mask at times, but to your point, also presents very femme at times. And I think it's attractive when somebody can kind of do both and do them very well. Yeah, no, I think Renee is my top for sure. And I don't think anybody else I would probably go for as much. I can't lie to you.
Yeah,
I would be putting
I
all
don't
of my
think so.
eggs in one basket.
Yeah, I think I'd maybe also be interested in Kaylee because she's an alt baddie. But then
yes,
I feel
fair.
like I would run into the situation where it's like Alicia with Nikita, right? I'm like, I end up wanting to just be your best friend because I want to borrow that baddie baby tea.
Yes, no, for sure. I hear you. Yeah, but we're in for a good one on the next episode. I'm excited to watch it. I'm excited to talk about it. I imagine it's going to be a little bit disastrous. And
I'm
here for it.
excited. It ended open-ended. We're still at the dinner, so you know the next episode is just going to open up with them fighting at the dinner table, which I love.
Yeah, as they should. Just like all of my family dinners.
Oh my god. I just want to give you a
kidding.
hug.
I'm just kidding. My family dinners were actually lovely. It was the other times that were bad. Awesome. I think that's really it for the episode. Any closing remarks, comments, anything you're wanting to see on the next one?
You know who we did not really get to talk about? Ashley.
Yes, I know. She did bring tea to Kaylee, but other than that, she really didn't get a lot of time.
No, I know. So I'm excited to see more from her, hopefully in the next episode. I'm here for it. I'm excited. I can't wait for the kiss off, and I can't wait to see who ends up leaving the masqueria. Because everything's so up in the air. We have only 3 pairs, and everyone is single, essentially.
Yeah.
Unpaired.
And it's not immediately clear who they're going to go with.
No.
Like, even Ebony and Imogen, I would definitely consider them an unofficial pair, but I'm also like, I don't know. There is trouble brewing in paradise. So
yeah, they're not solid.
Yeah. So truly, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think the most solid couple right now genuinely is Elise and Alicia.
Stop it.
They're like the only two that I actually think will be together for at least a few more episodes.
I see
And I
it.
hate to say it,
I see
but
it. I hate
yeah.
it, but I see it.
Yeah.
Until next time, if you have any hot takes, please email us at lesingoutpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram. It's all the same. Lesingoutpod, super easy. We didn't stray from it. We're excited to watch episode 3 and excited to hear your thoughts. So until then, love you, my gays.
Bye, gay.